La empresa logística DHL mantiene la mirada puesta en el desarrollo de las cadenas de suministro de sus clientes globales, que en años recientes se han transformado por tendencias en el sector productivo como el nearshoring. Este tema y las inversiones de la compañía en nuestra región fueron parte de la conversación que sostuve recientemente con Óscar de Bok, el CEO global de DHL Supply Chain. Óscar de Bok, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you explain to us what does it take to simplify your customers' supply chains nowadays?
Simplify, that's a big point, because I think supply chains are actually getting more complex. But with all the trends that you see, if you talk about nearshoring, or take omnisourcing, you take e-commerce, you take developments in the healthcare sector, in the automotive sector, supply chains actually do get more complex. But to answer your question, how do we help them then? One is with data, and to help customers on how we optimize to design the best possible way their supply chains by the use of past data and obviously also estimating future data. But the other thing, which I think is even more important from simplifying, is to make supply chains able to respond to the unexpected. Because where in the past it was important to simplify supply chains, now it's important to have a supply chain that is sustainable in the way that that the product will actually reach the customer, whatever is going to happen. And so that agility in supply chains, that I think is the key word what we help our customers with on how to design their supply chains.
How dynamic have you seen those trends developing this year? Because to some people we're talking about slowing down of the global economy, but maybe not for companies. Maybe the second half of the year will be more dynamic. What are you seeing?
Yeah, we see a lot happening. Right, and then specifically being obviously today Mexico, I mean, we see a lot happening when we talk about changes of supply chain. If you look at, for instance, if you look at our business now, more than 20% is inbound to manufacturing. So is logistics services that we provide in Mexico to support production. You see a lot of every investment, the investment that we spoke about last time. They fill up really fast in Mexico, both close to the border, and that is obviously both for obviously the whole nearshoring element, but also for the Mexican economy, which is growing. We see it actually happening here in the central area. We see growth there as well. Companies investing, growing volumes within Mexico. So the global flows, it's a bit through which glasses you look at it, whether it's growing or stable or stagnating, or you can sort of make a story of all of them.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a wait and see.
How about the South? How about Peru? How about all the countries in South America? How are your investments also developing over there?
Yeah, we do see that our investments there do get the take that we hoped for.
Meaning exactly what?
Meaning we've invested in, for instance, in healthcare sites which we filled up. We've invested in e-fulfillment, which is actually happening. So in Peru, we specifically opened new sites in Chile, and that is actually working. So there's always the difference between building up supply chains for the near future and the volume development of today to tomorrow.
Oh.
Right? And I think that's where you see, I think, the difference. So there is still absolutely investments happening for the future.
Interesting. Now, there's been a debate amongst economists who are gauging the phenomenon of nearshoring in Mexico. Some say it's not happening and we're not taking advantage or full advantage of this trend, of this opportunity. Some say, no, we are. What do you see?
I see it happening. And because if you look at the amount, so the point I made earlier, right? So we make investments. So we decided to invest in real estate, so in warehouse capacity, ahead of the curve, going into land banking, developing buildings, in order to be ready for that flow. Mm-hmm. And we see that what we develop is taken. And actually we see that there's scarcity in real estate, in logistics. So effectively, and those are signs that it effectively is happening. Mm-hmm. Now, It's always difficult because if an economist looks at the volume of today, that you cannot see in the volume flow yet. Right?
Okay.
You can only see it in the investments that are being made
Right.
for the preparation of a logistics flow happening.
Yes.
Factories being built, therefore inbound manufacturing warehouses being
Yes.
built, the organization of supply chains, the overall planning of cross-border transport. That is all happening.
Yes.
And that you will soon see in the volumes.
Well, welcome to Mexico and all the best to you during your stay.
Thank you. Pleasure
you.
to be here.